What is going on, everybody? Dan Unfiltered, continuing Avenged Sevenfold, newest album, Life is But a Dream. This is track 4, We Love You. I just heard Mattel. It was rough. It was rough. Until the final third of the song, the final act, if you will, it was tough. The final third was good, though. A lot of effects. This is extremely experimental, at least for what I am used to, and what I have known so far in my handful of songs I've heard of Avenged Sevenfold. Shout We Love You. And let's see if this is track 4. We're right in the meat of the album now. Now it's like no excuses. This is probably going to tell us something about the rest of this album. Buckle up. I did, whatever direction this is about to go, it might be good. I liked that. The little drums with heavy bass. But the voice, why digitalize and chop and screw the voice that much? Like, that works. Like, if you only did it maybe for the final line or a certain word in the lyric that you want to put extra stank on, fine, chop it up a little, make it a little unique. That's perfectly fine. It's actually, I like when people season the food, man. That's fine. But to do it that much? I don't know. This I like. Let's do whatever this is.
More power, more pace, more money, more taste, more sex, more pills, more skin, more chills. Build tall, build higher, build far. Build wider, build here, build down, build up, build now. Look at the way you go, you're one in a million, and you know it shows. We love you. Onto the mark. More wants, more needs, more hits, more pain, more speed, more drive, more self, more time. Build out, build fast, build strong, build fast, build two, build more, build all, build war. Look at the way you go. You want it and you know it shows. And we love you.
Fuck. Okay, so far, 2.5 minutes. All right. So far, again, this is this whole album is going to be like this. I can tell. It's going to be extremely experimental because for song 2, maybe even 3 to start an album being experimental, you can kind of right the ship back to whatever your normal roots are for the rest. 4, nah, the whole album is going to be experimental the whole way, or it just wouldn't make sense now. We're too deep in. Too deep. But this, it doesn't necessarily sound like Avenged Sevenfold. But it does sound good. This might be a swing that actually hits. We still have like 4 minutes left. This is a surprisingly long song. But so far I'm liking it. They're definitely trying some shit. but it sounds good. The transitions though, like, are very abrupt here. Like this, there's no warning. We just completely change genres.
Raise the scale, the bloody stack. They fight to face the top, you get back. A failure here is a failure. So do one to the top. Do one to the end. Do one to the mark.
Oh, that was nice. So that's a transition. That little drum roll at the end, that's a transition. See, this doesn't sound bad, but it does. This whole album does feel like so far that someone got like really stoned out of their gourd and like binge listened to like a lot of poppy music. The musician poppy, not pop styled music. A lot of poppy albums and some Trent Reznor. Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, I have an idea." That's what it feels like. And some of the swings are hits. Like, nobody worked. This one seems to be working, even though it is their most strange, by far. This is even stranger than Mattel, and Mattel I didn't really like. It just, things didn't make sense. This sounds like a whole different band entirely. Entirely. Especially because, who's doing this part, the slow part, the more parts? Is that Shadows? Or is that like the guitarist or something? It doesn't sound like Shadows, but it could be, because he's kind of like talking more than singing, so maybe that's his speaking voice. But you know what I mean? It feels like a different band, but it does work. It does sound good. It just doesn't sound like Avenged Sevenfold at all. The video is awesome. What are they doing now? Oh man. I'm a little worried here. What's happening? Okay. I was going to say, how they bring this back is going to be important. But they're not. It looks like it's just going to outro out. I would have liked him to sing the chorus again over that melody at the end. That would have been sweet. Man, this is gonna be a fucking ride. This is gonna be crazy. Because now everything I thought I knew about what I was expecting from listening to an entire Avenged Sevenfold album has completely changed. I have no idea what the sound, style, or anything of what their next song is going to be. Like track 5, now I have no fucking idea what it's going to sound like. I have no clue. I have no idea. Because again, I actually did like the song. This was actually pretty good. But it didn't sound anything like Avenged Sevenfold. That's one, like I said on one of the, I think maybe Game Over, that if you took off the vocalist, I wouldn't know it's Avenged Sevenfold at all by the instrumentals. This one, even with the vocals, I would have probably still not guessed Avenged Sevenfold. If I even got close, I may have said featuring the singer of Avenged Sevenfold. That would have been the closest I would get. Because this, in no way, sounds like an Avenged Sevenfold song. Again, this one was actually pretty good, though. Nobody was better. But at least the sounds made sense. A lot of effects used, a lot of weird genre shifts, but it kind of made sense. The only thing that didn't, the biggest mistake here was the transitions. Such an easy fix. Just put a little sound or a little pause, do a little. There was the transitions that they kept doing were so rough. Like when they would go from the more parts to then like the chorus. It was just so fucking abrupt. It wasn't like a drop happened. It just happened like someone hit a button on the radio, and then in about 45 seconds you hit it back. Then you hit it back. It immediately switches to a whole different song. Besides that, it did sound good. But my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? Well, definitely intriguing to say the least. At least this is not gonna. I can tell this is definitely not gonna be a run of the mill, like boring album. I'll say it's definitely not boring. This is anything except boring. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna lose so many Avenged Sevenfold fans. I can feel it coming. I can feel they're gonna be like, "Man, you piece of shit. Remember now, you just some guy on YouTube." True, but still, my opinion, man. My opinion.